Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of reviewing your guys' setups. And if you're interested on getting on one of these episodes, go ahead and look in the description. And also, sorry if there are no comments, still trying to figure that out. But please go ahead and join my Discord server because that is the way that you do end up getting onto the series. And let's go ahead and start with the first setup. So the first setup we have is submitted by Helix, and he states that it's definitely not finished yet and you have a lot of plans for the setup. And just looking at it right now, this is a pretty clean minimalistic setup, but of course you said you have more plans, and I'm not for sure how much space you have on the left over here, because obviously there is a bookshelf right here or something that either you can move to make more space. I think you were talking about upgrading your desk, which seems great because right now it seems like you are having a lot of, it just seems very tight and you don't really have that much room. Your PC looks awesome, but again, that does take up a lot of room. I can totally agree with that with my PC. But again, right now you are just beginning the whole entire making your dream setup process, which is great. Things that I've said in the past to other people, like adding some pop figures somewhere, or maybe adding a shelving unit, some disc plates up there, maybe even some nano leaves. But I would definitely focus on more of your setup than just the aesthetics of it, because making your cool setup, I mean, the aesthetics usually come last just because they're simple things. But what I would suggest is definitely getting a longer desk, depending if that is this way, or you could do an L-shaped desk, possibly, so you can have more room on this side or this side, and then also mounting your monitors, and if so, maybe upgrading your peripherals. I'm not for sure what keyboard that is, but it seems like you have a glorious setup, which I think you're liking because you do have everything set up well. In terms of cables, they look fine. The only cables that I'm really seeing are these three, which I'm not for sure what that is. Maybe internet something, not for sure. But then the keyboard and the mouse. And yeah, but again, you have so much stuff you can go ahead and do with this setup. But what I would suggest is maybe getting a clean, nice wooden desk and then going from there, mounting monitors, etc., etc. Some things that I've said to the last people. But yeah, you got a great setup going on. This seems great for what you do, which might be some light gaming and streaming. I don't know, but keep up the good work, and I can't wait to see the future of your setup. Alright, so the next setup is submitted by Javier, and let me just go ahead and say I love the look of this setup right now, but it's definitely lacking a little bit of stuff up here because there's so much negative space up here that you could be putting some shelves, nano leaves, or lighting anywhere up here. But in terms of just the aesthetic of it, you got the nice white, blues, and gray, black theme going on, and it's great. I really like that. You can add a lot of other stuff here. I'm not for sure what this is, if this is just a little mat that you put down to put some of your accessories on, like your Nintendo Switch, your phone, I see Google Home, and then I have no idea what that is. But anyways, from just looking at it, it looks great. You got your monitors mounted. I love it, and I love the mouse mat from Varmillo. Some things that you could do, I would maybe suggest, I don't know, I feel like everything is kind of down here just looks a little bit awkward to me. Like your Nintendo Switch is right here, but then you have some things right here. Maybe put your Nintendo Switch on top of your PlayStation, or it just seems very weird. I do see that you have some shoe boxes or something with the Air Jordans right there. I maybe would suggest getting a headset mount because your setup I think is perfect the way it is, but I think you could just rearrange some things to make it look even, cleaner in a way. And then also adding a poster or just some more stuff that you like, adding some more personality to your setup. I know I talk about a lot of personality. I mentioned it so many times before, but it just really does add to your setup, whether that is a light, signs, posters, blah, 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 whatever, shelving. It makes a difference, trust me. But yeah, other than that, it looks great. You can maybe mount your controllers on this side, maybe get a nice headphone stand. I think I mentioned that. If not, other than that, it's really clean. I love it, and it seems like you have some good cable managing. I don't know what this cord leads up to, and I think that is a separate desk, but from just looking at it, it's great, and you can definitely add more to make it even more stylish. And yeah, but good work, Javier. On to the next setup. Alright, so the next setup was submitted by Venz, and going off because he did leave his specs. So if you guys are interested in some of the peripherals and specs that he has a Red Dragon K561R keyboard. For his mouse, he uses the Eastern Times Tech Model T16. Headphones are the Corsair HS35s, and the microphone is the Bonk BM858. And then the two monitors he is running are the two Spectre monitors, and he doesn't know the model names. You also mentioned that you have bad cable management, which is okay. Many people do, including me. I have really bad cable management, not gonna lie. I'm very lucky because my desk has a panel on the back, so you can't really see them, but let me tell you, there are a lot of wires. So from what you told me, and from what you've told others in my Discord server, you use this for like Minecraft, streaming, and then also just some light games. You're not really a Call of Duty player, and you are looking to go ahead and upgrade your setup. He also did submit another image. This is the other image, and just from looking at it, the setup in general just seems in a very awkward position because this is your bed here, and then your setup's on the other side. It just looks a little bit weird, and also I know that you are upgrading your PC, which you should be first of all, because that is exactly what runs your setup. And right now you have a perfectly fine setup. Like, you got the two monitors, which is great. I know you stream, so the second monitor is probably the chat. You got some pretty standard peripherals, and the one thing I do have to point out is the desk. The desk doesn't really look that good. I would definitely recommend some things from IKEA to make the desk even better, like the Limnon setups that many people do. Very budget friendly. But I think you should really work on the PC first, which we have been talking about in the Discord server. But other than that, I think everything else can wait to get an upgrade. Yes, your setup will probably need a big upgrade in the future for just the stuff that you do. But again, you do play some of the lighter games, so this is a perfect setup for that. So good job, and those are just some of the things that I would look into. Upgrading your desk and the position of your setup, because this just is a weird setup. I don't know if it's because of the amount of space that you have, but I would try putting your setup against a wall. It just looks better, and you can even do it against here, get some natural lighting for some face cam if you do that. But yeah, and cable management, that will just... I'm not really going to be picky with cable management. I'm sure there's tons of people just like, they can't even see this image. But to be honest, I have bad cable management. And to be honest, if you're not really a huge person on tech, then I think you're fine. Also, one more thing, since the desk is so compact and you're very limited with space, I would also recommend getting a boom arm. And you can get like a cheap $15 one. And I also recommend a mouse pad, because I do see you have like this leather one down here. I'm not sure why you're not just using your mouse on that. Maybe it doesn't glide well. But if you get a nice cheap extended mouse mat like the Aki ones that they sell, that would definitely be awesome. So all of those things that I mentioned, you can get under a price of like $20 or so, $25. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the final setup that was submitted to us today. And that is going to be Camden Bell. And let me just go ahead and say that this setup looks amazing. I'm not even going to have to talk about it for too long, because I really don't see anything that is like, oh, well, maybe do this. You have the shelving units placed. You got even the foam acoustic sound paneling. It's amazing. You even have the nano leaves, the blue compass. I do have to say, I'm not really a big fan of when people mount their mics like this, but you know, if it works for you, it's awesome. I definitely just like would mount it right here and then use it, but I'm sure that might get in the way or whatever. Other than that, I really don't see anything else you could add, or maybe honestly, actually, now that I'm looking at it, you have a headphone stand, but it does seem like you do like anime, so one of those cool anime light up signs that I see everywhere on Instagram and just people showing off, that would be really cool. And other than that, like, this is awesome. I really like the look of it. I'm not for sure if you're planning to get another monitor, but another monitor would look cool on top of these two monitors, getting that triple monitor action. But other than that, it looks like a really solid setup, and it really doesn't seem like you need any upgrades. Like, it seems like your dream setup. maybe the keyboard, because that does look like an older Black Widow, but if keyboards aren't your thing, then yeah. Also, I mean, if you're not playing huge FPS games that require you to like move your mouse everywhere, then I don't really think you need to upgrade the mouse pad at all, but it seems like it works for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video for today. I hope you guys did enjoy these setups, and if you want to go ahead and get featured again, everything will be in the description down below. Make sure to go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget to go ahead and follow me on social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, because I do go live there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.